Welcome back to Rating Skyrim City Planning. Today we are in the southernmost region of Skyrim in the city of Falkreath. This small city is in the middle of one of Skyrim's largest forests and has some very beautiful scenery that it lies claim to. But let's just get straight into the rating. Alright, welcome back guys to Skyrim City Planning. It's been a few days, it was like 4 days or something since the last video came out, but should be coming on here, but without further ado, let's just get straight into it. And with our first point here, for 1 point, as usual, we're going to be seeing if the city is properly districted or not. So districting in Falkreath is going to be a bit of an interesting task, but it seems to follow the suit of most other cities, and that at the entrance we have most of the sort of, or at least near the entrance, we have most of the like business stuff. So yeah, we have the goods here, and over here we seem to have some sort of, a little tavern, the blacksmith there, with the Jarl's place over there, and then we start getting into homes back. I believe that's basically a home. But I mean, honestly, the city is pretty well district. I'm just gonna give them the point here, mainly because there's a pretty obvious separation between everything. I mean, it's not like perfect or anything, but there's definitely a pretty good, like, this is the shopping, and if you go over here, it's homes, farms, whatever. Alrighty, next up for 1 point, we're looking for proper and well-built walkways. Now looking at the walkways, they don't look very well maintained. They definitely follow the pattern of most smaller cities in that they're like sort of spotty, and it's sort of hard to tell how good they actually are. Because one thing that's weird about these sort of spotty paths is I'm not sure if like under this dirt there's more stone or there's not any stone. Because if there would be stone, then that would just mean they're not well maintained, but if there isn't, that just means they're pretty bad and not well maintained. I'm gonna have to. I don't think I'm gonna be able to give Falkreath the point here though, because I mean they're not very well maintained. I mean there's dirt patches everywhere. Over here, I mean they're overgrown. This is probably from a mod, but so I mean regardless of that, it's still not gonna get the point. But I just don't think it literally is the same path as like out here. It doesn't really, it's not very well maintained, so Falkreath is not going to get the point here. Alright, coming up next for 1 point, a classic, the city has room to grow. Now we're just going to hop straight into free cam and sort of see what's going on from above. Alright, so I shifted the time of day a little bit, it was really bright, but you can kind of see how small the city is. It's not too small compared to, like, I mean, Winterhold was probably the worst we're gonna see, or at least the smallest we're gonna see, and probably the worst we're gonna see. Honestly, that city sucked. But I mean, Falkreath has a very large amount of room to grow. I mean, they have so much space down here. This could be deforested and you can put homes there, even on that hill, there. I mean, there's a lot of room for this place to grow. I mean, it's apparent because it seems to be sort of a logging town, and that would mean that, there's a lot of empty tree space. So, I mean, they're kind of naturally deforesting area that they can build new homes on. So, I mean, yeah, they're definitely going to get this point here. So let's move on to the next one. Alright, coming up next for our first 2-pointer. The city has no ruined or destroyed buildings. Now Falkreath, I'm pretty sure does not have any ruined or destroyed buildings. I didn't see any when I was up in the free cam, but I'm gonna go walk down here really quickly. Alright, coming down here, this seems just to be a graveyard, that's what I remember it as. There's no real ruins down here, or at least there's nothing like, a destroyed building or anything, which is kind of what we're looking for. So I think Falkreath is gonna get this point. There's really just no like rubble or foreclosed buildings, if you may. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. Alright, coming up next for 1 point, the city is somewhat sanitary and/slash safe. Now, I'd say Falkreath is relatively sanitary. I mean, besides the goat that sort of is here. I mean, there really isn't many sanitation issues, I'd say. I mean, it's not obviously perfect, but I think most cities in Skyrim are not going to be, bro, what is this? Whatever, are not going to be perfect. But from the safe perspective, I don't really think there's much of an issue here. The city feels pretty safe. I know there's a few like bandit quests around this area, but again, that's sort of relating to like outside the city. And if we're just talking about like living inside the city, like if you were to live here, would you be at a risk due to and other like inside city factors? I'd say no. I'd argue the city's actually relatively peaceful, you know? It's a nice little forest settlement. So we're gonna go ahead and give Falkreath the point here. Alrighty, coming up next for 2 points again, or well, I guess two points again, or no, whatever. The city has basic amenities. Now we've sort of decided that basic amenities basically means a well, at least one, and I actually don't know if I saw one, which is actually kind of worrying. I was hoping Falkreath would have a well. I mean, I would assume they would, but I guess yet again they do have this little lake over here in which they like harvest wood from, if we can get around this fence. They have a little lake here, or more of a river actually, that comes directly from the mountains, so this water is actually probably quite nice. They do like drop logs in it and stuff, but I would say that this could be used as a water. Oh wait, is this person getting water? It's like a rare event. What the heck? Well, I guess that answers our question. If so they get water from here. I didn't. Alrighty. Well, they're getting the point, I guess. I mean, I can't really argue with that. So cool. I wish that happened in the other cities, like Morthal. Alrighty, the last one on our list for 2 points. The city is in a pain in the ass to navigate. And to be honest with you, Falkreath, like before, the smaller the city, inherently, the less likely it is to not get this point. And I think Falkreath fits within that sort of stereotype. Because, I mean, really everything important is like at the front of the city. There's really no need for you to go like anywhere else besides like this first area, to be honest with you, unless you're, at least if you're just like stopping through. I mean, you got the tavern, general goods, blacksmith, Jarl's place. That's kind of all the necessities for a traveler. If you're a resident, it's different, but regardless, even if you are, there really isn't like much to navigate around. It's sort of one like line through the middle that you can sort of access everything from. So I think pretty obviously Falkreath is going to get this point here. Alright guys, that's probably going to do it for this episode. We have one city left. Yup. I bet you can guess what that one is. At least if you're following the series like you should have been. Alright, well, let's just get straight into the final rating.